chair asks the House come to order so that we may continue and conclude debate.
This bill severely hurts a middle-class citizen's ability to get a second chance.
Without objection.
It's morally bankrupt. It puts credit card companies ahead of children.
Bill does not accommodate the 50 million uninsured Americans forced into bankruptcy by health care costs.
This bill puts credit card companies ahead of children and does not protect disabled veterans from debt creditors.
This bill does nothing to protect our heroic reservists and guards who are fighting for us every day.
Gentleman from Florida.
Thank you.
Because the Republicans have sold out to the credit card companies.
Without objection.
And they are hurting
Gentleman from
American
Florida.
families.
Without objection.
Speaker.
Slap in the face. Yeah, that was real hard on me. Real hard. That just kind of, I don't know, I didn't really care after that. Didn't really want to do anything. So, but I knew I had a job to do, so I did it and come home.
Who were you most angry at?
I don't know, I just meant a lot of different things. The Army for not giving us more money, and for people not willing to work with us more, and just a lot of things.
He's helping so many people, I mean, millions and millions of people, giving them their freedom, and then, look, we're the ones suffering. It just doesn't seem fair. So, that was disturbing to me. So we're the ones suffering, even though he's out there, just working as hard as he can and doing what he can and hoping that he lives another day over there. So.
For those who feel like they haven't been treated as fairly as I would certainly have wanted to treat them, or I feel I have treated them, and others as well have treated them, we feel badly about that, and hope that they'll forgive us.
That looks great.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh. If you just take the moment to stop and go 100,000 million billion trillion, where there's another one, and it's just, that's amazing. This started when he sent New Year's cards to public officials saying, "This Happy New Year's, this is the debt."
I was very struck with the effectiveness of this message, because when we were building the original debt clock in 1988, and Seymour would come to the factory to see how it was coming along. He enjoyed doing that. And the workers who were working on the sign, it hadn't been lit up yet, they all said, "Oh, hello, Mr. Durst, how big is my family's share?" And I was very struck that they really got it. And it hadn't even been plugged in yet.
This is all the cash we have. There's nothing left in the vault, just those bars of gold bullion.
I've told you 100 times, there are always ways of getting things done.
Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning now. Come on a safari with me. Come on a safari with me. Early in the morning we'll be starting out. Some buddies will be coming along. I tell you, surfing's running wild, it's getting bigger every day. From Hawaii to the shores of Peru. Come on, baby, wait and see now. I'm gonna take you surfing with me. Run along now, baby, wait and see now. I'm gonna take you surfing with me. Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me. Come on a safari with me.
Where's the exit strategy for this? I say it as a rhetorical question. I don't know the answer. I've actually written Alan Greenspan about this.
Did Greenspan write you back?
No. Greenspan didn't write me back.
When you begin to do the arithmetic of what the rising debt level implied by the deficits tells you, and add interest costs to that ever-rising debt at ever higher interest rates, the system becomes fiscally destabilizing.
Such a high percentage of our federal budget right now goes to debt service, and it's going to increase significantly in the future. And as it increases in the future, that means that fewer and fewer financial resources will exist to take care of the necessities of life. The education of our citizenry, the housing of our citizenry, the clothing for our citizens, the water for our citizenry, et cetera, the absolute necessities of life. There'll be far fewer dollars for that because far greater portion of the national wealth will have to go toward paying off old debts that were created a decade ago, 2 decades ago, a century ago.
That now provides a new kind of a fiscal straitjacket for Congress. And that's good for the taxpayers. I mean, it's incredibly positive news.
Serious cutbacks in food programs for the elderly.
Faced with a budget crisis, libraries are all shutting down.
On the chopping block is the Trauma Center in Los Angeles.
Underfunded, the parks will continue to deteriorate.
Budget crisis is closing the school's doors for good.
These haunting images have ignited a painful conversation about people who live on the edges of society.
These are the families who listened to the authorities, who followed direction, who believed in the government. These are law-abiding citizens who have been left behind. They did everything they were told. They are just left behind. There's nothing offered to them.
Can you believe this is happening in our country? Can you believe this is happening in the wealthiest country, not only around the earth today, but the wealthiest country that's ever been?
There's not as much money around Washington as there used to be.
I think he's rolling over in his grave with how many of our public officials have turned their back to important numbers and, you know, the debt, and to people who are having a hard time with the, you know, losing jobs, and how the economy really affects everybody. That's what his point was, he was trying to get at. I mean, his bigger picture idea was really having equality and not everybody having the unequal, you know, we have so much, these people have so little. He really wanted everybody to come up to the same level.
Yeah, he knew the great disparities in wealth are unhealthy for the economy as a whole.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Gonna be a hot one.
Oh yes, oh yes.
How much are your frogs?
Oh, 50 cents a piece.
I have a friend who has a frog fetish.
Yes, my daughter too.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
I collect angels and kitties, cats.
I'm into strawberries.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
My husband and I bought it new. I've been packing up because I think I'm going to lose it. Like I said, the plates went all along the wall. You can see the nail holes. So I had probably 400 or 500 plates, and I've sold them all except for what's left. And every time someone buys one from here, I go move it from another room so that it doesn't look as bare. My husband had passed away, and I was having a little trouble making the house payment. So I found that I could make, you know, cash advance and make my house payment. So that's why the credit cards got up there, because I was making $4,000 a month house payments, you know, which I couldn't afford.